Happening APLers here with the week 7 preview. We missed the last couple weeks, so we're finally back. We can talk a little bit. We'll get started. So first matchup here is Sade and Daggy. I got a few listener questions I'll mix in throughout the preview here. So quarterback on paper looks kind of even. Herbert's got the Chiefs. Chiefs defense has been playing well. So maybe this isn't a shootout like it normally is. They're also on the road. Causes a little bit more concern. And then Daggy's got Matthew Stafford going against the Steelers. The Rams have nobody to play running back, so maybe this is just Stafford's going to throw it all day down the field. So on paper, looking kind of even there. It looks less even at running back. So he's got Eckler in that same Chiefs game there. He's good. He's going to catch the ball a lot and score a lot of points. Today's rolling Madison there. I should have mentioned in the beginning, this is like super bad bye week. There's a lot of teams that are in really rough shape due to bye weeks here. So today's is more due to injury than bye week. So Madison gets the call there as RB2 with Kyren Williams out, and then some uncertainty on who's taking over that role there for running back for the Rams. Madison gets a tough 49ers defense. 80 points might seem like a stretch there, but that's the dude. Daggy taking a shot here at Jordan Mason, hoping he's going to be the guy. Obviously, we get some more information closer to game time. Daggy also has Elijah Mitchell there. He can swap in. But Mason looked like the guy last week. Maybe it's Mitchell. Maybe it's both. We'll find out. Zach Moss going against the Browns. Again, really tough matchup. Eventually think that split is going to switch more towards Taylor than Moss, but Moss has been really good. So he's in the lineup for Daggy there. So advantage there today, the running back spot. The pass catching spot today gets a nice game from Christian Kirk on Thursday night. I should say one really nice touchdown there. He zipped through the whole defense. It was a really great play. Puka Nacua can offset some of that Matthew Stafford passing there. So Daggy obviously wants a lot more to go to Cooper Kupp than Puka. Waddle against the Eagles should be a good game. Should be a fun game. We'll see if Darius Slay takes Tyreek and leaves Waddle open for some more stuff than normal. Waller has just been kind of like steady there for 100 points for the week. So it seems like a decent spot. Again, Tyrod didn't look too bad last week, maybe better than Daniel Jones. So no one need to knock that down there at all. On the Daggy side, Jordan Addison gets a tough 49er defense. He's fine. I'd like to see him do some more. Maybe he can do more. Just feels like a tough matchup. Godwin against the Falcons. He's been solid. Nothing wrong with that there at 75 points. Lockett against the Cardinals. If DK's out, maybe that number's a lot more. Cardinals defense hasn't been great. So there's a spot that Daggy can do some more. And then have Pitts as the background picture here. Because if you're crafting a plan for how Daggy's going to get his first win, it involves Kyle Pitts scoring a ton of points. So he definitely has the possibility to do that. I haven't really seen it too much this year, but it's always there. Throwing the kickers and defenses here, and I got today coming out to just over 100-point win. So Daggy's going to need some big Kansas City defense there to shut down those Chiefs dudes. And Pitt's going crazy, like we just talked about, to be able to flip that one and get the win. So one of the listener questions was, will Daggy win a game this year? And I would say yes. The chances are he will win a game. If I were going to target one, I would pick week 12 when he plays the recently given up Boot Barn. So it might be the most exciting week 12 matchup between two teams that have 2 total wins between them. I have it circled on my calendar. Can't wait. All right. On to the next matchup here. We have Tank. And thought that'd be Kevin, but no, he was traded to Ryan this week. So it's Tank versus Ryan. Big matchup here over in Jake's division. Ryan can pull even with Tank here with the win. Tank can get the win. He puts a little distance between himself and Ryan and with the head-to-head win. Obviously, it'll depend on what City does. If Tank gets a 2-game lead or still just the one, but we'll get to it. Geno Smith rolling at quarterback there for Tank again. 316 feels a little low to me. The Cardinals aren't good at defense. Maybe they can score in the Seahawks. Seahawks are at home. I think Geno might be able to do some more than that. Ryan has some bye week stuff this week, so Burrow is not an option because he's not playing. And Ryan's rolling Cousins against the 49ers. 49ers are, as we've talked about before, really good at defense. And 303 seems like maybe a stretch for Kirk. So I would give the odds there to Tank. A little advantage at quarterback. The running back, Tank got ETN on Thursday night, had a nice game for 120. He's got DeAndre Swift in as the second running back. And they're at 111 against the Dolphins. Dolphins defense doesn't really scare anybody. Maybe a missed opportunity with Kamara on Thursday night. He had a really big game. Caught like 12 passes. And I figured he had like 167 points or 175 or something like that. It was a lot. But Ryan's probably happy about that. And Ryan rolls with Mostert against the Eagles. That's a tough one. And Jonathan Taylor against the Browns, another tough one. So 2 tough running back matchups there. The Dolphins have been, as everybody knows, running all over everybody. So maybe they have some type of answer for what they can do to combat the Eagles' tough run defense. But would like to think this isn't a Mostert ceiling game this week. Pass catchers for each year. Tanks are looking pretty strong. Ayuk against the Vikings is a good spot. Diggs against the Patriots, also a good spot. I haven't dug into the numbers. I was listening to a podcast that said the Bills have had no problems with the Patriots over the years, with Diggs and Josh Allen. So gotta feel comfortable there with Diggs. McLaurin's there in the third wide receiver spot, and then there's Kelsey with his $173 against the Chargers. So really strong numbers there. Kelsey's carrying the load once again, as he has for Tank's team most of the year. Ryan's got his souped up wide receiver core here. AJ Brown against the Dolphins on Sunday night. That's a potential boom spot there. I'm gonna like that matchup. Cooper Kupp has been all worldly since he came back. 129 feels like it might be low. He's been better than that every week since he's come back. Pretty much unstoppable. Rashee Rice gets the wide receiver 3 spot there for Ryan. He's in a tough spot with some buys and Debo being out with a hairline fracture, his shoulder, I believe. So Ryan will take the shot that Rice gets some more playing time there in that potential shootout game. Laporta has been good. The Ravens, maybe a tougher matchup. 110 points there. Throwing the kickers in the defense. This is Tank coming out to a little over 100-point win. I think Geno and Kelsey have enough here to get it done. For Tank, Ryan's got to get some stuff from Kirk on Monday night. So it could be fun watching Kirk and Daniel Hunter against Ayuk on Monday night to see if Kirk can have a big game and get Ryan a win on Monday night, or if Tank long enough to hold on. So another listener question here is, does Taylor Swift enjoy a mustache ride from Kelsey? I think the answer is yeah. I don't see why she wouldn't. And Kelsey seems like he's the kind of person who would offer one a lot. So I guess I don't see why not. And the follow-up question would be, will Tank grow a mustache in solidarity with Mr. Pfizer? And I hope that happens too. There's a few guys with mustaches at work. I just don't think it's a great look, but I'd like to see Tank give it a try. So why not? All right. Next matchup here. I think this one comes down to the tight ends. The scoring overall is low here between Jake and Solomon, but we'll walk through it. So Solomon gets another just okay performance from Trevor Lawrence. He puts up 303 points, which is probably good. Didn't even know if he's going to play. He ran a lot to get to the 303. So just kind of hoping for more than 303 from a quarterback. Well, the good news is that Jake's there all on bye this week, so he's starting Jordan Love. He's not projected for more than 300 points, but he's playing the Broncos. They're really bad at defense, except last week they're okay against the Chiefs. So just don't have a ton of confidence in Jordan Love, but the matchup is there. Running back here, Solomon definitely has the advantage, assuming that Christian McCaffrey is a no-go. Penciling at 25 points here. Jake's got to find something to do if McCaffrey doesn't play right now. It sounds like it's up in the air. But Barkley against the Commanders is fine. Bijan against the Bucks is fine. Both projected over 100. And Jake's having a tough time getting to 100 with his two guys combined there. So Solomon gets a nice little boost there. Pass catching core could be a different story. Amari Cooper might have Deshaun Watson throwing him the ball. It didn't seem to matter last week. PJ Walker did a good job finding him. So 81 points there. Calvin Ridley disappeared again, was really bad. Against the Saints, he ran a lot of routes and caught one pass for 5 yards. For 6 points, Christian Watson seems like the guy who can kind of break the defense here against the Broncos. So bad news is for Solomon is if he does, Jordan Love is the guy throwing the ball. So it's just going to be a wash. So obviously Solomon wants to hope the majority of Jordan Love's points go to Christian Watson to offset him. So Hawkinson on Monday night against the 49ers. I think as Vikings fans, we're all hoping he's going to do more. I think I mentioned that last week on the review show too, but maybe he has to here against the 49ers. But it'd be fun to watch these two guys, Hawkinson and Kittle, go against each other potentially to decide this matchup. On Jake's side, he's got DJ Moore. I don't even know the dude's name. The weird bad quarterback for the Bears throwing the ball. So 83 points. Sure, maybe he targets him a lot. I don't know. I don't feel great about that. Pickens gets the Rams, 73 points. Deontay's back. Freiermuth is not. So maybe he continues dominating. Pittman gets Minshew. Throwing him the ball. It's against the Browns, which is, as I mentioned before, with a couple of Colts matchups, it's a tough one. But Minshew does like Pittman, so that should be all right. And then Kittle against the Vikings is a great spot, especially with no Debo. If there's no CMC, then maybe Kittle's not just going to be the additional blocker. Maybe he's just going to have to go catch some passes and get more than 3 points. Not throwing kickers and defenses here. Solomon's kicker already went. Got a lot of stuff going on the Jags there. We got Solomon coming out with a 53-point win here, but something changes there at Jake's first running back spot. This is pretty much dead even. So I do think it's going to come down to Hawkinson versus Kittle on Monday night, but I think that running back duel will create enough gap that Solomon sneaks it out, unless there's a crazy Kittle Monday night game. So moving on to the next matchup here. This one is a Sunday night fun game here between me and Greg. So Greg's rolling Jalen Hurts as normal, as he should. 370 points against the Dolphins. He's one of the higher projected quarterbacks for the week. Looks like a great spot. I think I'm rolling with Tua against the Eagles. Josh Allen against the Patriots scares me a little bit. I got to look into it, I guess, a little bit more. But it just seems like a potential shootout game here, and roll with Tua for the first time of the year. 344, a little less than Hurts, so give Greg the advantage there. Greg's bye weeks are really bad, really rough this week. So he's rolling with AJ Dillon at running back and Gus Edwards. Dillon gets the Broncos, who have just been torched all year. So the matchup is good. Sounds like Aaron Jones is going to play. But who knows how much he'll play. It could still be a lot of Dillon there. Gus Edwards against the Lions. Greg's been comfortable starting him for most of the year. Here, the Lions matchup isn't great, but there's not a lot of other options out there. I have James Cook against the Patriots. I just don't feel great about James Cook. He's not getting the ball a ton. But the Bills are just a lot better than the Patriots, so should be a lot of time for running the ball. Ken Walker against the Cardinals is a really good spot. Hoping for a big game there. Cardinals are really bad at run defense, as evidenced by last week's performance by Kyren Williams. He just shredded him in the second half. So advantage running back is there for me. Pass catchers. Greg's got Marquise Brown going against the Seahawks that they should be played from behind. So there's a lot of opportunity there. Greg picked up Romeo Dobbs this week to go against those Broncos, as it's been a common theme here that they're not good at defense. So it's a good spot, probably good spot start. Olave gets 15 targets on Thursday night and gets 64 points. It's just kind of odd. And as Greg texted me, Olave sucks, you win. I don't think it's as simple as that, but I can definitely understand the frustration with a guy who's supposed to be dominant and gets 15 targets and still gets that many points. Goddard's at 107 points on Sunday night against excuse me, with the Dolphins. The Hurts to Goddard thing can wreck you on Sunday night. So hold my eyes out for that, hoping that they're not letting the ball go to Goddard. Pass catchers for me, Keenan Allen against the Chiefs, a little tougher matchup. Tyreek against the Eagles. Maybe he gets Slay. I'm not sure if it matters. And then Amon-Ra against the Ravens. It's a tougher matchup too. I just don't feel like that game's high pay or has like a fast pace to it at all. And then my newly acquired tight end, Mark Andrews. Hopefully he can score more points than I think 50 or something is my high for the year. So I'll be happy with anything from more than that. I'll throw in the kickers and the defenses here, and it has me coming out with a comfortable win. I think all that can change based on what happens on Sunday night. My kicker is currently on bye. I still plugged in 85 points. I got to make some roster moves in the morning to find a kicker. So Greg's bye week hell is real this week. One of the listener questions was, can anyone stop the clock radio? I got you, clock radio juggernaut with Mark Andrews in the mix. And my answer would be, yeah, there's a lot of football left. There's a lot more guys to get hurt. Lots of things that can go wrong, and winning the title's hard. You got a lot of things that need to happen. A lot of games you need to win, and week 18 you got to manage through that too. So, yes, can be stopped. And I'm not. I wouldn't. Yeah, it can be stopped. Just say that. So, last matchup for the week. Here is Corey versus Ross. Pictures seem appropriate for what happened this week. So we'll look at quarterback here. Corey's got the number one quarterback projected for the week. Chargers don't really play defense. They've been in a bunch of shootouts. So Mahomes for 385. Seems good. It's kind of talked about it a bunch before. Just the Chiefs defense is actually good this year. And maybe they don't need to throw that much. That's the only downside there. But Mahomes is probably good for it. Ross says Lamar. He still has him on his team. Hasn't traded him yet. Lamar gets the Lions, 320 points. Seems about what Lamar's been doing, right around 300 so far this year. So big advantage to Corey there. The running back spot. Corey's using his $130 free agent pickup there in Jerome Ford against the Colts. Great matchup. Should crush. Josh Jacobs against the Bears, another great matchup. Should crush. Those are great. Ross has some bye week issues here with Pollard, and then Montgomery got hurt, so he's dipping into the reserves at running back here this week and gets Jalen Warren a split time back against the Rams, and then Rachaad White, who's just gets a ton of volume and doesn't do a lot with it. They actually mixed in a lot of Keyshawn Vaughn last week, so not great projections there in those guys, but not horrible either. At wide receiver, Devontae, Mike Evans, Drake London, they're all fine. I'm looking at Ross's side of it. He's got Jacoby Myers and Michael Myers, whatever season you want to. It is Scary Movie season, so whatever you want to change his name to. But we have in this matchup, we have 4 guys who are relying on Brian Hoyer to distribute the ball, which is kind of interesting. So Evans against the Falcons is fine. Drake London, who Corey acquired from Ross, is got the Bucks. Those should be fine. Ingram got 95 on Thursday night against the Saints. It's kind of been his standard, right around 100 points there. Ross brings Deontay Johnson right off the IR and into the starting lineup. DK is iffy there, so 73 points for DK. He might not play. We'll see. Jacoby Myers has been fine this year too, and Mayer had like 150 points last week, maybe 155. So gets traded from my team over to Ross, and Ross has got him in the lineup. So we'll see what Hoyer does with the ball. Throwing kickers and defenses, and this one has Corey coming up to a real comfortable win here. So Corey throws some dirt on Ross. The Bayuk issues and the trades doom Ross. So listener question here is why is Ross quitting when he's in a playoff spot? I kind of had the same question. We texted a little bit about this week. So Ross's general perspective was it's just not his season. He feels like he was going to lose this week to Corey no matter what. If he had Andrews and had AJ Brown, he still is in trouble due to his bye weeks and running back issues. And then I haven't checked this to be sure, but he said he plays me and then he plays today. So he figured there were 2 more losses there. So he's 2-7, 9 weeks into the season. And then he's got to play, battle uphill just to make the playoffs. I would say, yeah, with that attitude, you're definitely going to be 2-7. And there's no guarantees, but whatever. It is what it is. That's what Ross wanted to do. I also think that Daggy was a little bit of a mastermind in this whole thing, challenging Ross to see if he could get what he could get for his team. May have poured the fuel on the fire of Ross wanting to start the fire sale. So we'll go through the summary here. Is Sade gets a little over 100-point win. Tank gets a little over 100-point win. Solomon and Jake is 53, but that's close again once the CMC situation is maybe figured out. And then this is projected for me and Corey to have comfortable wins, but we'll see what happens. My lock of the week is Corey over Ross. Yeah, karma's just there. If you're fire sailing your team, I think you usually lose that week. But one last question. I kind of put this one out to everybody. Can send me your responses. It would be, the question is, how many APLers have gotten a part, either all or part of a Q-tip lodged in your ear? Just curious if anybody's had that happen. And then if you have, what would the timeline be on getting that issue remedied? Say you can't get it out yourself and you need some professional help. Would that be measured in minutes, days, weeks, or months? So just curious. Everybody has a say. So I know everybody's traveling, everybody's on vacation this week with MEA and stuff. So enjoy your time. Have fun with your families. And if you don't get the chance to listen to this, whatever. So talk to you guys later. Good luck this week.